So how's the rehab going?
How's rehab going? It's going well. I mean, just taking my time, getting back right, getting stronger.
Obviously, there's been some crazy seasons here. I guess where would this one measure up with what you thought with?
You mean like personally or all together? I mean, because me personally, I've been hurt for.
Right.
You know what I mean? I played most of this season, so I'm grateful for that. But honestly, man, I had fun playing with my teammates. We battled. I felt like we battled every night. Maybe there was a couple games where, matter of fact, there's 2 Orlando games that we didn't really come to show. But other than that, I think we battled every night.
Jrue, how excited are you about the future?
Really excited. I think some of the younger guys that we have are kind of got a chance toward the end of the year to kind of showcase their talent and play well and show what they can do. Obviously, with opportunities in this offseason to re-sign guys or pick up new guys, to see what happens with the future with upper management. Just everything's kind of up in the air, but just being positive, I feel like it's the best way to go.
You talked about stuff you've dealt with in the past, but how much is life going to change for you if and when Anthony is finally dealt?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's been 6 years. It's been 6 years that I've got to play with Anthony, and right now I know nothing else. So hopefully I see him in the Pelicans jersey next year.
Jrue, the odds are you're going to become the face of this franchise. Are you excited by that, looking forward to it?
I'm excited to be here at the end of the day. Whatever that title may be, if I'm here, I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing, which is trying to win every game, leave it all on the court, and play as hard as I can. Be as transparent with my teammates and the coaches and upper management as possible, and try to win.
One thing I kind of noticed this season, the last 2 seasons, is that there seems to be just a more of a level of assurance and comfortability in your game right now, and in turn you've ascended in the league. Do you feel right now, emotionally, physically, mentally, you're reaching that peak of your career?
Maybe. I feel good. I feel healthy. Some of the healthiest I've been in my career. I feel like that was a big part of it, being able to not have to worry about minute restrictions or feeling like I'm still, like injuries are still bothering me or whatever. So mentally that was out the window. I had some family issues. That's behind me. So I feel like I can just really focus on basketball, and especially the last 2 years, that's what I've been able to do. But again, it's been fun. It's been fun playing. Hopefully when I play, I show it. I know sometimes I'm just a little calm and collected, but I love playing here. I love my teammates, and playing here is awesome.
Given the fact that you're 29 years old and in your prime, how important is it for you that the next general manager in the Davis trade keeps the team competitive and maybe doesn't go into a full-blown rebuild type of situation?
Right, yeah. Thanks for saying that, man. I'm getting old. I just finished my 10th year in the league, so I know guys can play until 20 years. I don't know about that, but it's yeah, I feel like I'm getting up there, and I want to be competitive now, and I'd like to win now.
Jrue, do you think knowing that there's going to be new management and they're going to look at the roster differently, do you think there's a chance that, maybe you are playing somewhere else next year?
I've been traded before, and I didn't know about it, so I think there's an opportunity or option for everything. I don't know who they're bringing in, and I don't know what decisions he's going to make on rebuilding or whatever it is, but I guess whenever that path comes, I guess I'll have to make a tough decision.
Do you have any desire to be involved in some of the decisions that are being made this offseason?
For sure. I feel like I've been here for a minute. Dale would, when he was here, he would talk to me. He would talk to Anthony, but he would talk to me too, and ask for input. I'd like to continue that.
Can you talk about Alvin and the way he handled everything this year, and just your experiences over the last 4 years with him as the head coach?
Yeah, just a professional. It must be hard as a head coach when I guess you have everything that happened this year around trade deadline happen, and the way he handled it in the locker room was just like the ultimate professional, and just to be able to continue to try to win games no matter what is the biggest goal. So it shows what type of person he truly is.
Jrue, following up on that, how would you describe the level of distraction day to day now that the season's over that you guys dealt with?
I mean, it was there, but there's always something, right? If it's somebody being hurt or, I don't know, the losing streak or whatever it is, there's always something. But I know that in that locker room, we've always been a family, and we've been like that. We've been glue. Even though we didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish, I know the guys out there, and when they go on the court, they're always trying to win. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me.
How strange would it be for you guys if Anthony's still here to start next year?
Strange? I mean, to me, he's top 3 players in the world, so it wouldn't be that strange. I'll play with him for 6 years, and hopefully I can play with him for more than that. But I mean, say that he doesn't get traded this summer, but yeah, I know, right? But again, I'd love to play with him. I don't think it's weird at all if he were to come back and play. I know what he's here for. I know he's here to play basketball at the end of the day. Yeah, he takes the situation to his own hands, but when he's on the court with us, I know what he's here to do.
One of the things Darius mentioned was that last season during the preseason, that level of bonding where you guys were all together for a lot of the offseason working together. And this year it wasn't the same because of the turnover. Do you feel like it took longer to establish chemistry with the new teammates and that overturn that's been kind of happening since you got here?
Maybe. I also know that our first 4 games we went 4-0, and then like 3 starters got hurt. That could definitely be an issue when it comes to, I guess, just us being able to get into a groove and then breaking that groove. I do think a little bit of that played in where maybe in the off season we didn't get a lot of time together. But again, you go through obstacles, and I feel like you kind of have to kind of duck and dodge those obstacles and be able to adjust. So.
Coach Jrue said his message to the team last night was, you guys will make the playoffs next year. You've seen what it takes to make the playoffs. What, I guess, gives you confidence that can happen or will happen?
First thing is the attitude and speaking it. I feel like you can speak things to existence, and having that positive energy out there and setting a goal from now until next year, the beginning of next year is very important. I also do think that we have players who've been to the playoffs, players that are hungry, and again, just a little bit of consistency where we have some guys that are coming back, and even though they're young, I feel like they had a lot of experience this year.
When he was healthy, how did Alfred allow you to be who you want to be?
Man, I can score. Again, the way he passes the ball, I feel like everybody saw is crazy. It's elite. So, oh, thanks, Anthony. So to be able to go out there and have 4 or 5 straight triple doubles, to
thinking about me.
always, bro. Yeah, I said you weren't leaving. To be able to go out there and even just, I mean, play with triple doubles night in and night out is crazy. I just wish I could have had more time to play with him.
Jrue, do you hope that he comes back and maybe they say Julius Randle as well?
For sure. I think 2 guys where they get into the paint and it's extremely easy getting around the basket. I know we were top in the league in paint points or just getting into the paint, and I feel like that's huge, especially for obviously collapsing the defense and being able to hit threes. But a guy like Julius, where he's essentially unguardable, he started knocking down his 3, so that opens up the floor for him to drive. And, man, Alfred was shooting 3 very, very well, but getting to the paint and making passes, he's elite at that.
I guess Julius is a guy that dealt with a lot of change, obviously, over the past year. What do you think about the growth he showed despite all the stuff that's been thrown at him?
Yeah, huge. I mean, he's been through a lot, so I'm pretty sure he knew how to handle it. But I do think the way that he stepped up and kind of took more of a role, and even when guys were out, man, he played his heart out, and I feel like that's all anybody could ever ask for.
You guys have 2 top 5 defenders. Last season, defensively, you were a top 5 team in that second half of the season, but it never got going this year. what was the problem on that end? What was the disconnect there?
I don't know. I feel like we kind of try to talk about that all the time. Maybe it's a little bit of inconsistency. Maybe it's we just never got into a groove. You know what I mean? Just sometimes that happens. Maybe, I don't know, we're focused a little more on offense and trying to get up and down and score, but obviously something that we're gonna have to change if we want to be a good team.
Alvin says a lot that they ask more of you than most teams ask of most players. How do you balance enjoying the responsibility with also liking to have the burden lessened a little bit?
I guess the burden would only be maybe like 35 minutes instead of 38, but
Jrue,
but,
makes that big of a difference? too?
I think so. I do think so, especially with games where you might go for 40 minutes and 40 minutes plus, but I like the challenge. I just always have. Being able to do it on the defensive end, and then they give me the opportunity to also do it on the offensive end. So it's not like it's one-sided. I feel like it's a pretty balanced thing to do. So.
I know you kind of don't care about these things, but you had a historically good season,
Thanks, man.
statistically. I mean, ain't no thanks, you did it. But you're still an under-the-radar guy. You rated the most underrated player in the league by poll that The Athletic did. You seem secure in all that, but do you at the same time feel like you should be recognized more for what you do in this league?
I mean, my peers see it. That's all that really matters. I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion, and whatever that is okay. But I know the guys that do the same thing I do and put in the work and put in the time and have surgeries and get hurt and go through ups and downs through the season, recognize that, and I feel like to me that's what feels good. Guys who go through the fire like I do.
Jrue, is that jersey autographed to you or just a generic autograph?
It's to me. It's to me. I just gave him one of my jerseys and I wrote a nice little message on there. So he's gonna enjoy it. Definitely enjoy the message.
Real quick on Alvin, and this is not asking you to campaign for or against him staying, but where does the record of the team during his 4 seasons, I mean, can you put that into its proper context? Because obviously the record is not necessarily flattering other than last season.
Right.
But there's more factors, I mean, in terms of evaluating what he's done for 4 years.
For sure. I feel like he's kind of been the guy who has let us grow. I know he's for sure let me grow. He's given me responsibility and he's asked of it, and when he saw me succeed in it, he asked for more. But I feel like he puts guys in position for the most part to be successful, and he lets us play. I know there's sometimes there's coaches that you kind of feel like they're holding you back as a player and kind of restrict you, but I feel like he just kind of lets you go and figure it out yourself, and then from there you kind of have the conversation if it's working out or not. But he's always been like a partner instead of like a dictator, and I feel like for professionals like ourselves and the guys in the locker room, we really respect that.
Thank you, Jrue.
Thanks,
Appreciate it, Jrue.
All right, we're good.